Would you like to know more? Welcome to the Warmaster Podcast, episode 36 of Adventures in 3D Printing. Today I'm looking at a Cromarty Forge Blood Bowl team, unbelievably. As part of his Kickstarter today, I believe, which is launching today, you can purchase the STLs for a football team, for a Blood Bowl team, or if you get the kind of full in, give me all the STLs pack, I believe they kind of chuck these in. You buy the terrain and the 10 and 15 mil models and you get the Blood Bowl team thrown in for free. So this is quite a big fella, much bigger than I normally print at. I think he's about, let's have a look, what's that, 53 mil, something like that? 53 mil. Lovely amount of detail on these, and the kind of layer differences, like you're printing at 0.02 millimeters, so 5 layers per millimeter. When the miniatures are a bit bigger, you kind of don't notice any layering at all. It's only on very, very small details that you'd notice. So at 10 mil stuff, you can notice a bit of layer lines and stuff, maybe, but you can't notice anything at this scale. This is printed using ABS-like grey from Elegoo. Very, very strong, very strong. Almost feels like hard plastic. It's really good stuff if you can get it to run nicely. I'm not sure I'd use it at 10 mil because I think you need more flexibility than this, because some of the spear tips and stuff, if you can imagine like a tree, it needs a little bit of bend because if it has no bend, they tend to snap in the wind. So a little bit of bend. So that's our big fella. We then have our Saurus. There are 4 sculpts for Saurus, and they are, what's that about? It's about 32 mil in it, or about maybe slightly less than about 30 mil. So there are 4 sculpts for Saurus. As you need 6 of them, what I've done is I've X-mirrored them. So I've created just kind of mirror images of 2 of the sculpts. So we have this guy here with his whatever the bloody hell those weapons are out there, chopping people up. You get some nice sharp details on the back on the spikes. You get obviously no flash lines or no mold lines. But what you do get is some kind of here. You see, you get some marks from cleaning off the supports. They can be filed off once the model's cured, but they're not particularly rough under my finger. They tend to be on the undersides of miniatures. So it may not be something that's even visible when painted. So we've got this fella, we've got this fella here. Hold on a minute, there we go. This fella here. So these are the 2 I chose not to duplicate. And then we have, this guy probably wasn't the best choice to duplicate because he's quite static in the x-axis. So you can see on the back his tail, how they're kind of mirrored, but the front looks quite, he's quite balanced, isn't he, on the x-axis, that's the way. So not a great deal of variety generated from that one. And then they've got this running man pose. So 2 running Saurus. Again, very nice models. Any self-respecting team needs 6 of these, although they've made them a little bit more expensive, so it's a little bit harder to do. Okay, and then we have, I printed, there's 5 skinks, sorry, there are 6 skinks, but 5 of them are regular line skinks. What a bloody misnomer that is, line skink, and 1 chameleon skink. So the chameleon skinks are skinks with ball handling skills, bizarrely. I think it's more about stopping the other team throwing rather than them being throwers. And so I've done an X mirror on these. Quite nice little models. You get your, can you see the Cromarty Forge base tags on them? Nice touch, that. You get some tiny spines on their head. Oh my God, could you imagine casting those up in metal? Those tiny spines on their head there. Jeez. Chameleon skinks, they didn't exist when I played the game last. These 2 are the ones I didn't mirror because I printed off, what's that, 8. of the regular skinks. So 2 of them I didn't mirror, and the other 3 I did mirror. So we've got this guy saying, look at the hand, because the face ain't listening. This fellow here. We've got this guy in a traditional, what's that, 3-point stance. So what's what the outside linebacker maybe a defensive end. Depends if you're in a 4-3 or a 3-4. Again, those kind of ultra kind of dynamic poses I don't tend to mirror because it kind of loses a little bit of the impact of them. And then we have the 3 ones that I did mirror. So we've got a running man. It's a little bit crazy. These are actually called line skinks now. Who the bloody hell would put a skink on the line when you've got saurus and croxigores? God almighty! It's like feeding buns to crocodiles. The snake cult thing running through these is really nice. You can't see it too much on these ones, but some of the saurus have got like, bring one back in, like this one here. Look at the snake motif running through here. It's brilliant. We have this guy here. Oh, maybe I should have even measured up that saurus while I was in. So let's see how big that saurus is. He is about 30 mil. I've probably already done that, haven't I, in this video? And this skink is about 18 mil. Yeah, about 18 mil. So I have this skink here, acting all hard, like he's going to stand on the line and give somebody a thumping, the crazy little frog. And this is the final one. So all in all, you get 6 skinks, of which one's a chameleon, and you get 4 saurus and a croxigore, and you can print them off at home. I would say it's kind of rekindled a little bit of my love for Blood Bowl, because although they've made the Lizardmen team slightly harder to play in Blood Bowl, they were quite difficult to play against, and they were relatively difficult to play with and win in anything other than a kind of grindy defensive manner. But the new changes have made it so you need your re-rolls, as with all these kind of teams that don't have any ball handling, or starting with block or any of that nice stuff that teams get. So they need 3 re-rolls. That makes it impossible to get 6 saurus or a croxigore or anything. So you're relying on these newfangled line skinks. Oh, I did need to show you. I did this guy here. I did manage to break the base tag. That was the only one I managed to break out of all of them, I think. But that was probably with a little bit of more careful cleanup. I think because he's only got 1 point of contact onto the base tag, made it a little bit more fragile. But anyway, hope you like this change of pace. I can't imagine I'll be talking about Blood Bowl teams too often, but I printed them. I like them. I'll use them. So why not talk about them? If you're interested, Cromarty Forge are on Kickstarter. I think it starts today being Thursday the 25th. So get yourself over there, get yourself some Blood Bowl miniatures and some 10mm War Master stuff at the same time.